Well. Um, so, see, guys, thank you very much. My name is Fiifi-Manfred. This is Fiifi-Manfred on YouTube. I'm grateful for your time, like I always do. I just hate to be right. So yesterday, I had mentioned a couple of times that there was a possible upset on the horizon, and it looked as if Chelsea were going to be upset playing against Manchester United. Yes, it was, and it was one that I didn't like because, of course, that's my club. But then there you have it. That's the truth, and it is just that part about character and then an inexperienced team and a team that lacked that needed leadership on the field of play, a team that lacked that needed injection of aggression and physicality and intensity in a game like that at Old Trafford. Do not forget that in the lead up to this game, I'd opined here that since 2013, the team had failed to win at Old Trafford. And of course, in the last 5 years, the team has also failed to register a win in English Premier League against Manchester United. So it is like the story of the proverbial person that's your nemesis, that you keep on getting wins over. That person shows up and then bam, there's trouble for you. And that's the story of Manchester United and Chelsea in the last decade and in recent times, and it happened again. But what were the real reasons? What's the truth? Where at Chelsea? Are you supposed to be worried about a project that is supposed to be a good project, quote and unquote, for Chelsea? Or maybe there is reason for you to have some hope and be patient and be calm with a project that Chelsea are on. Is Mauricio Pochettino not elite? Are people just jumping the gun by saying that he's not good enough? Why is it that Enzo Fernandez and then Moise Caicedo, a midfield combination of 200 million quid, British pounds, failed to outrun a Manchester United midfield of Bruno Fernandes, Scott McTominay, and Sofian Amrabat, a midfield combination in value that is obviously less than what Chelsea paid for the two South Americans? My name is Fiifi-Manfred. This is Fiifi-Manfred on YouTube. If you've joined, thank you very much. Don't subscribe. Do want to subscribe to the channel and then turn on your notification. You don't want to be missing the content we do produce here. But let's get straight into the conversation. So the preamble has been set. I did mention all of those things. Manchester United have been beating Chelsea at Old Trafford. The last time that I was worried about Chelsea going to Old Trafford was in that game that Frank James Lampard was the manager of. Chelsea were wallowed by 4-1. Why? It was a new team. It was a young team. It was a team that lacked the experience. It was a team that just weren't there yet. And of course, a rookie manager as well. Now, you go into the season, a season that's supposed to be a project. And then Mauricio Pochettino, who is fairly experienced than Frank James Lampard, goes to Old Trafford and also fails to register a win against Manchester United. There are real reasons to be worried, and I'll tell you about them. But you see, these are the things I learned from that game. And the first of all was the fact that, see, if Chelsea really wants to play how Mauricio Pochettino wants to play, then Robert Sanchez may not be the goalkeeper to lead this project going forward. To be very honest with you, Rob is a brilliant shot stopper. But just like what I always say about Andre Onana, David Raya, and these kind of goalkeepers in their respective teams, I always say that these guys, the modern day goalkeeper, isn't essentially the best shot stopper, but he's a kind of goalkeeper that gives the team so much control in build up, so much so that when the opposing teams are unable to create quality chances against them. So you watch the game against Manchester United yesterday, and consistently there was always, every time that Robert Sanchez tried to find options in the middle of the park, he failed at it. Whether once he was put under pressure, he would consistently try to play short. I'm sure he has been scolded in training not to be going long unnecessarily. So he would try to find a short pass, usually into the middle of the park, but then into nobody. The ball usually fell to Bruno Fernandes or Scott McTominay in the middle of the park. Again, there were times where he was put under so much pressure that he will go for those sideways passes, and then it will put the particular defender under pressure. And these are things, I think that after all the brilliant job that the team's scouts and analytical departments have done, one of the things that they failed at essentially has been the job of a goalkeeper. I'm not even interested in a striker. I think the goalkeeping department is even more important than that of a striker in the context of Chelsea. And you see, people consistently argue about control in games. Control in games is not just in midfield. It's from build-up. It's from the defense. it starts with the goalkeeper. And that's why Robert Sanchez last night against Manchester United was critical example. But who do I blame? I go and I blame Mauricio Pochettino. Why? Because the structure in which Robert Sanchez is even supposed to thrive as a goalkeeper was an alien structure. It was not a structure that was going to thrive. In a team against Manchester United, who for the very first time this season decided to press aggressively and even much more compact. That's the best Manchester United press I've seen in the English Premier League this season. Why? Because their old foes came to their home and they decided to batter them with very good pressing and aggressive high press and win the ball centrally, turn it over, create quality chances against Chelsea, and then put them to the sword at Old Trafford. And the structure was bad. So this season, see, if you constantly listen to me, you know that one of the football jargons that I like to always wax lyrical about is progression, the first phase, second phase of ball progression. And it is essentially about finding an extra man. Ball progression is about finding an extra man. So if you have two center backs, you're trying to play through the middle, you want to crowd, or what they call again in the football jargons as in numerical superiority. If you have numerical superiority in central areas, then you're able to win the ball in the central area with your extra men and then play forward, create quality chances, and then do some nice stuff with the ball they are playing. Chelsea weren't able to do anything about numerical superiority. They failed at numerical superiority. Sometimes Enzo Fernandez will drop into the left-hand side of the defense, and he did it a lot of the times against Manchester City, to come and pick the ball from there, to be like the first point of call, to play forward. Against a lot of the times also, you see Moise Caicedo in central areas to come and receive those balls from there and try to play forward. There was no superiority in central areas. In fact, Manchester United won the central superior battles in the middle of the park. And this is a tactic that he has used against Chelsea. Not once, not twice. He did it against Graham Potter. And he did it again against Mauricio Pochettino. That's the thing. We speak about Xavi Alonso's Bayer Leverkusen team. And we speak about how consistently they are finding forward passes and their excessive verticality that seems to be working for them. Why? Because there's always numerical superiority. There's always superiority in central areas. They're able to win the numbers game in the midfield and in all the phases of ball progression. They do it explicitly well. Again, we have been talking about Ange Postecoglou and his teams and how they're able to do a lot of work in central areas, having Idogie and Pedro Porro coming inverted and making up for numbers in central areas and forming a box midfield. Why? It is the importance of numerical superiority in build-up, in progression of the game. In fact, numerical superiority is the singular most important thing when it comes to ball progression. It is not any other principle. The singular most important thing when it comes to ball progression in the middle of the park is numerical superiority. And this is what Chelsea and Mauricio Pochettino lacked in a game against Manchester United. Not to take anything away from them. They were very aggressive. They did a beautiful, aggressive job at winning the ball back and creating those turnovers for themselves. And that's what you get if a team is put together. Also, if you've watched me here and consistently even on Insha, I've said several times that one of the things is that Manchester United's structure, pressing structure, is no different from Chelsea. It's even no different from that of Arsenal. The only difference in why they have been failing in getting the job done is that they lack that intensity and aggression. The aggression and intensity that Conor Gallagher injected into Chelsea's press every time when they were going to press, the aggression and intensity that every time Conor Gallagher would put into that team, Manchester United lacked. And yesterday, Alejandro Garnacho was the guy that injected that aggression and that intensity. And that's exactly what they were able to do the job. The master stroke of bringing on Serge Reguilon at halftime was brilliant and it worked to perfection. That's exactly where they are. On the part of Chelsea, it is time for Mauricio Pochettino to go back onto the training ground. I did an analysis here where I opined verbatim that the importance of Romeo Lavia into this team. People have not seen him, so they'll consistently see a lot of things about Lavia. If Lavia is in this team, he leads the charge in intensity. Moise Caicedo is not a deep line playmaker. He's very good on the ball. His on the ball job is brilliant. And he has done it against some of the most difficult teams to play against in the English. He did against Brighton, Man City, Liverpool, and of course Arsenal, and of course Tottenham Hotspur. But he needs to take it a notch higher. Sometimes when he is being, you see, and that's why I went back earlier on, I said that numerical superiority is the single most important thing. Because no matter how technical you are, you can be press resistant and all of those things. But once you are progressing the ball and you want to pass forward, and you have somebody that has more numbers than you, it's usually, in fact, probability wise, it's impossible for you to be able to win those balls when they have more numbers than you, except being press resistant, which doesn't even work every time. Even the great Pep Guardiola will put his press resistant midfielder on the bench and can't play him in a deep line playmaking role because he needs something more than that. And it is very, very important. That's why I think that going forward, Lavia has to get back into the team. When Connor gets into the team, it's important. And it's about finding the balance, because when Lavia is in the team, you're playing against Everton away at the Goodison Park. You're expected to get spaces. How do you use those spaces to break them and score goals from them? You need a flat 4-3-3. And that's why Romeo Lavia is going to be very, very, very important. It is what happened yesterday is just testament of where Chelsea are and in that project. It is nothing short of that. This is the truth, and it gets just from here. I'm running out of time and I need to go. My name is Fiifi-Manfred. Thank you very, very much for sticking and staying with me. This is Fiifi-Manfred on YouTube. I will be back. Bye.